Bonjour. Welcome to another episode of the Jonny R Podcast. My name is Jonny R, your host. Obviously. Oh, my hair is a mess. How's it going? What's up? Thought I'd check in with all the exciting news that's going on. None of it relating to my comedy, but whatever. You know, I got other shit to do besides go on stage and talk shit all the time. Be semi-controversial. Remember a couple of times people asked me not to say some of my jokes. They're not, too offensive, but enough where people asked me to refrain from sharing them, but whatever. I did anyway because it's a lot of fun, having people scared of what you're gonna say. But it's been a while since I've had one of those because people know what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna talk about. My comedy isn't really controversial, I just talk about what I know, and I'm not very smart, so my topics are limited. So not really much to I gotta read more, because right now I'm listening to like Joe Rogan and Pete Holmes, Mark Maron podcast, and those guys are really smart. I think they all went to college. I'm not sure about Joe Rogan though, but everybody went to college. I went to college, but I didn't go to college to learn. I just went to college for the money. I felt like an NCAA athlete. I went for the money. Should have learned something while I was there, but I didn't. So this morning, I woke up to Facebook. Actually, my wife told me when I woke up this morning that the church I was baptized in and married in burned to the ground this morning. There was a fire at the church about 2:30 this morning. The police noticed smoke coming out of the church, and it was inside, and it was hard to contain, and it just went up. It's, from what I'm reading, the church has been there for 159 years, so I don't know if that's the exact reason why it went up so fast, but it seemed like a kind of a modernish building to me. I don't know if that was the exact same. I doubt it was, but 159 years sounds a lot cooler than whenever it was put up. And there's a lot of people out there that are glad the church burned down. People are saying church should never been on the Red Lake Reservation in the first place, but it's really touchy subject, and I don't want to speak for anybody, but me myself, I'm not a religious person. I'm not spiritual. So the only time, besides being baptized and married in that church, the only times I went there was funerals, a lot of funerals in that church, and my son goes to the school behind the church, so we went there for Christmas programs. And when I was younger, we'd have a class time set aside for what they called religion. So they would bus kids from my elementary school. They'd take us over to the mission to learn about the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But I didn't go over there to learn that. I just went to get out of class. It was elementary, but still, it's good to move around when you're young. So I just hopped on the bus, took a ride, hung out at church, had some snacks, learned the cool ass story of David and Goliath. So that was pretty cool. And something about a whale, and I don't know, and a sea somebody parted the sea or something. I don't remember. But the extent of my church learning is mostly for movies, like The Passion of the Christ. And I actually had this when I worked out as a blackjack dealer at the casino in Thief River. There was this older lady. She was actually the one to tell me about why the Jewish people killed Jesus, and I didn't know that before because, like I said, I had never paid attention in those church classes. So that was pretty cool to learn in a pit of a blackjack area in a casino. I think I was about maybe 19 years old when I learned that. So should have read the Bible, but I didn't. But that church meant a lot to a lot of people around here, and it's people were blaming it on what is that called when they start a fire? Somebody starts a fire, arson. Right away, of course, people blaming, pointing fingers, and that could have been electrical. It's an old building, so fire marshal is investigating. I haven't heard the latest yet, but sounds to me like it would be a electrical issue, because that place went up fast. I mean, went down. The fire picked up fast, brought the building down fast, and it was eye opener. A lot that church did mean a lot to a lot of the people around here. So sad for them. But they are gonna have church in the school gym right across the street there. So that's church people will still get to go to church. As for school, my son goes to that school, and I think they're going to clean out all of the debris from the church coming down before they have class again. So it'll be interesting for my son. My son and my niece and nephew go to that school, so it'll be an eye-opening experience for them. And probably, they're sad that the church they went to. So just thinking about the people that were attached, had special I don't know what the word is, but that's what happened this morning. I was watching. I was trying to scroll through Netflix today. The kids are away visiting. All 6 of my jerk toddlers are visiting. So I got the afternoon. Well, should be going to get them pretty soon. Got the afternoon to myself, and my wife are home. She came home from a foster care training. So we've been watching Blackstone. We started watching that together. I've been trying to watch it for years. I just haven't had the time or the. I remember I was even a mini Facebook or a Twitter war with the APTN TV network. Well, not a war, but I was just trying to be funny. And it was only in Canada. And I'm also friends with Ashley Collingbull on Twitter. She had some information on the show, but she wouldn't send me the DVDs. You couldn't get the DVDs in around here. They're only in Canada. So, but now it's back on. We started it together, me and my wife. But then she got ahead of me. So she's like 2 seasons ahead of me. And so I got to sit there and watch what she's watching. And I'm on season 1, episode 5 or 6. So I think she's on season 3 right now. So which I think she's watching right now. I was watching the Jim Carrey documentary about when he did that movie about Andy Kaufman. How do you say that? I don't know how you white people talk. Kaufman. 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 I don't know if it's calls Jim and Andy, but that was pretty interesting. How Jim Carrey is saying that when he got offered that part, he felt Andy Kaufman. I don't know, almost. I suppose it's possessed by Andy Kaufman, and how Jim Carrey just let it go, and he doesn't remember some parts of filming. So Andy Kaufman and Tony Clifton took over Jim Carrey's body during the whole filming of that movie back in, I think it was 98 when it was filmed. and it was released in '99. Look at my ugly hair. Look at that. I look emo. But that was an interesting movie, to see Jim Carrey commit to something like that. That, being somebody else. And I don't even think he got an Oscar nomination for that. But I know he did win a Golden Globe, so it's kind of a payoff. And after that was over, I was trying to scroll through more Netflix shows, but I could have got caught up on Blackstone, but I didn't. I wasn't feeling it, so I was scrolling through and nothing but Hitler documentaries on there, Nazis. There's one. The only native movie on there was with Wes Studi about this Wes Studi. I think it was called Skinwalkers, and I think that was from like the early 2000s. But I didn't watch that because it looked kind of cheesy. Then I also saw that the documentary they did on Standing Rock last year, and they put that together pretty fast. That just happened a year ago, and they chopped it up, cut it, edited it, music, everything in there, and it's been out since I think early summer. Which brings me to my next topic. This time, actually 8 more days, the Rez reporter Rob Fairbanks and myself will finally get to watch the finished cut of our long anticipated own documentary we worked on in 2015 called Rez Comedy. And from I've been waiting so long to get this going. I wanted to get this into Sundance last year. Then I thought we'd be able to get it in this year, but it's not happening. So I think we're just gonna go the independent route. We're gonna get our first look at it next Sunday, and then the plan is to have a screening for all the what is it called, the contributors, those that donated to our Kickstarter and Seed and Spark campaigns. So hopefully we get all them people together to come see it on, I believe, December 22nd, which is the Friday before Christmas. So again, I don't have any details. I'm just going by what I get from our people through Facebook Messenger, and that's pretty much been my only contact, since we finished filming 2 years ago. So it's all I know. It's all I can tell you. But it will be, maybe Netflix will be interested in. I know Bill Simmons. He's starting Ringer Films. I sent him a link to our Kickstarter, or is it to our Seed and Spark page. So hopefully Bill Simmons looks at that, wants to do some work with us, where we've shown a light on some of our many talented native comedians out there. Still doing a lot of them are doing really well out there. It's just getting them more attention. We got some funny people. Hopefully that this will be a gateway for many more young native comedians to come through and make some noise in the comedy world. Because me right now, I'm 41 years old, and I feel like I'm, some people doing comedy, they get their spot, they get their big break, and 3 years in, I'm starting my 9th year right now, and this is all I have right now is the Rez Comedy Doc. So hopefully this will open more doors for our fellow. Is it? Sorry, that might be the heat. Difficult to hear, like static or something. I don't know what that is. The heat's not on. It's not blowing, so hopefully. Well, I can add I'm recording on the thing here, so hopefully I can add that later on. But I hope Man, now I'm thinking, why isn't this working? How come the audio is all effed up? Is it blocked? Hopefully that. How's that? Can you hear? What does that sound like? Is that cool? Should we keep going? Should we start over? Find the problem? I didn't even see who that was that commented. But if you want to comment again to see if my little adjustment worked, that'd be awesome of you. Relocate, maybe. I suppose I could do that too. I'm kind of in my bomb shelter right now. Maybe it's this mic in the way. Maybe the feed of the mic is affecting the flow of my spiritual words. But hopefully something comes through for. Okay, well maybe. Who was that? Goldie 1000. I don't know what your name is, but thanks for watching. Maybe I talk louder. How's that sound? Is that better? I was thinking about when I first started my video production business in 2006. Okay, yeah, man, I'll just speak louder. My voice will project like a politician. Whom I hate right now. I hate all politicians. All of you. Okay, now the heat is blowing, so hopefully this doesn't affect what I was going to say. But I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, when I was first started my video production business, 94 Warriors, I used to watch a lot of movie trailers, and those were really inspiring. I to this day, I still enjoy movie trailers about like obscure topics, about coming of age stories of young people. And I was thinking there aren't really many stories like that from for my people. We don't have a lot of documented success stories on for movies or documentaries. And scrolling through Netflix, I couldn't relate to many of the movies that were out there. Like just that Standing Rock one, and maybe I can't even relate to that because I'm not I'm not out there. I wasn't out there. Because when I was gonna go out there last year, just to see what the camp was like, then I started seeing people. We'll die for this, man. We'll die for this. And I was like, fuck that. I'll just send some money, man. Send some money to Tito and Chad Charlie, because I don't want to go out there and die for that. I got shit to do at home, so. But I missed that comment there. But I'm still, I still have a voice that I can use to help get our stories out there, So hopefully, we can make a movie. I saw a comedian who recorded his comedy special using 10 iPhones. So I'm back in creative mode, man. So I'm gonna get back into movie making. So hopefully, maybe I'll get an iPad. Is that what it? Because I know my daughter got an iPad, one of those latest ones, and I think that has everything on it where I could film a decent, documentary. Maybe after Rez Comedy comes out, it'll be a huge universal success where people will be pounding on my door for me and Rob to do more movies, more documentaries, more stories, spotlight. Done some great interviews. All I gotta do is let people see in a safe and respectful way. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the main thing. Being respectful. That's Facebook is becoming I'm starting not to like it because people can anonymously be assholes. Just to start trouble, start just to be noticed, just to be heard. They want to start some trouble, and I really don't like that anymore. The only reason I'm on Facebook is because I like looking back on the that feature, that on this day feature. I wish people would comment on my posts. What is your post? What is your? Leave me a link to your Facebook. I'll be your friend, or Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at the Jonny R, JONNY R. There's no H in my name. At the Jonny R is my Twitter, and I think that's my Instagram too. But I'm not hot enough for Instagram, so I got like 7 followers, and I'm not. Yeah, I'm not hot. I'm not sexy enough for Instagram. So I do most of my stuff on Twitter, or my, Facebook is just for me to look back on this day option is my favorite part of Facebook, because I'm getting sick of all those stupid memes that people need to survive the day, I suppose. That's just how some people are. I'm not looking down on it, but that's not me, That's not what I do. I like watching stupid videos. I like to laugh. I like to bring awareness to what's happening by sharing some of the Facebook things, some of the stories, articles that I like to share, but I make sure they're from legitimate websites. I saw one, I don't want to get into it, but people are so gullible, You gotta, we're gullible, all of us. We need to learn, we need to take stuff more seriously. I gotta consider the source on Facebook, which I do. I try to do. But what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Twitter at the Jonny R. TheJonnyR. at. Find you on Facebook and send a friend request. My writing are on the captions in my art gallery. I will look them up. And Twitter too. Goldie1000 iffy. I don't know what that means. I gotta take my glasses off to read because I'm old. But I'm too cool for what are those things on the bottom of old people's glasses? Bifocals. I'm too cool for bifocals. But what was I saying? Yeah, more stories of our people. Our young people need to see that it's possible to better yourself. Finish high school is the main thing. Go to college. Learn as much as you can so you don't have to rely on anybody, depend on anybody. It's up to you to do that for yourself. Though. Took me a while to understand all that. I'm still learning. Still a lot of things that I'm just now starting to understand. At 41 years old. Oh, look at my hair is getting thin. I don't know if you can see the gray. Oh, getting older, getting heavier. But still ticking. Still ticking. I've been thinking about a lot lately. One thing about, podcasting and making my life learning is important, but yeah, I hear that part, man. That's right. You go to college. You go to college to learn and think for yourself, not just take in what everybody's saying, but open your eyes to other things that are out there that you can decide what is important. You got to learn to think and speak for yourself. That's the main thing about college. Look at me trying to sound all smart. Barely got my 2-year degree, and I'm trying to be preaching and stuff. But yeah, right on, man. My one viewer hanging tough. I go on Facebook, but it's too much of a distraction. I got people popping up, questions and stuff like that, and I can't focus on what I'm trying to talk about, which I'm doing here. Very, it's a lot better than when I go Facebook Live. This one viewer is helping out a lot. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, we gotta better ourselves mentally. We gotta let ourselves mature. Maturity. That's the main thing. I don't see that. You know, our maturity levels on the Red Lake Reservation leave a lot to be desired. It's just people go for the quick laughs and they're you know being assholes, bullies, mean, piling on other people on Facebook, and that's not how a successful community becomes I don't even know what I'm trying to say. See, that's how dumb I am. I lose my words. I lose my train of thought. But, just be what you think. See, there I go again. I'm losing it. I'm thinking too far ahead. Cubs win! 2016 World Series champions! Yes, I'm still high off that, man. That was a good year. But seems like ever since then, I would say my life turned. Well, I've had some difficult times. 2017. It's a real learning experience this year. A lot of stuff has come up that's out of my control, and all I can do is deal with it the best I can. Stay patient. Don't act out. Don't feed off the emotions that I have when things aren't going my way, and I'm doing all right, man. Hanging tough. I was gonna share what would it be called? So, a crazy fact about me is I have an older brother and an older sister that I've never met, and I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I tried to reach out to my sister that I have. I don't know if it was maybe it was the wrong one, but I sent a Facebook message, explaining me, my dad, and I'm not trying to beg for anything. I don't need anything from anybody except my mom, and sister helps me out every now and then, But I'm not gonna beg for anything from people. So I just want to get to know my siblings I never met. That's it. That's all. You don't need to give me anything. Just your time, I suppose, and respect. But that's one thing I gotta really look into here pretty soon. Try to introduce my kids to other family members out there, But yeah, that's all I got. Thought I'd come sit down here and do a 27-minute podcast, 28-minute podcast. A lot of fun. I'll do more. I'm trying to get it on YouTube, but I'm having so much trouble getting all my info from SoundCloud to upload to iTunes, and it won't let me do it. So I'm gonna have to put in some more man hours on that, which I should be doing now instead of podcasting. But I'll figure it out. I'll be in the big leagues here pretty soon. But right now I'm on SoundCloud and YouTube right now. Sometimes Facebook, but not all the time. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to make the podcasting better. Try to get some more guests. Try to update my equipment. I got a guy that's gonna help me out with that. I know, man. I am too, but that's where I get all my news now, because it's all instant. All the news is instant, reliable websites. What I think is reliable. Hope it gets reliable. I just look for the blue check marks on Twitter of news organizations. Those, though, that can't always be reliable either. But for now, that's all I got, and we're doing what I can to make a legitimate podcast coming soon with guests and a real setup. So hopefully that starts. Maybe Santa will bring me that for Christmas if I'm a good boy. Oops. Oops.